So, hi, David. Thank you for joining me today. How are you?
Oh, really well, thanks, and thanks for having me on.
No worries. So, tell our viewers who are you and what to do.
Well, I'm David. I run a event management and video production company with my mum and my sister called Go Events, Go Productions. And on the other side, we do a lot of other projects as well.
Amazing. So obviously last week was Mental Health Week, and we all come together as the whole of the UK and shared lots of positivity throughout Mental Health Week. So what's your experience with mental health?
I think with my experience with mental health is based down to my life really of suffering with a rare genetic disorder and being born with it, so I didn't know any different. But the older I've gotten, when I've met other families with boys with the same condition as me, it's just the differences of how their parents treats them. Just in a way of my mum and dad never mollycoddled me. They never shielded me from anything. They just, you be independent, you will support you and will put you on the right track, where other boys they've been shielded, and which has affected their mental health and stuff in the long run. It's just my mental health has been how I cope with daily life and dealing with people and how they perceive me. You know, everyone, oh, you're David. Yeah, I'm David, but I'm not like Harry over over the road, you know what I mean? And so it's just that the insecurities, I think.
Yeah, so obviously growing up, how did, your childhood affect where you are now, or did it in any way?
Well, yeah, I was diagnosed at 18 months with Hunter syndrome, which is a rare genetic disorder. I lack the enzyme that breaks down body sugars in organs and joints and stuff. So I was forever in and out of hospital having a week of tests, or just like what we call an MOT, just to make sure that I'm okay.
Yeah.
And just and operations. I was with ear infections, chest infections. So it was constantly battles, which made me stronger. And I think it's made me the person that I am today, because I did go through a lot.
Yeah.
And it's made me that resilient, and mentally it's helped me be more stronger.
Yeah. And has there been a lot of people around you growing up to support you as well?
Oh yeah, my mum and dad, Sarah, my sister, they like the backbone of my childhood, of helping me and supporting me and being there for me. We had family. Um, One side of the family didn't really accept that I had problems, which was hard because I've got problems, but they didn't want to. And the other side of the family, which was so open armed and
Yeah.
embraced it. So it was a lot of back and forth with that. But
So how did that make you feel, knowing kind of like being rejected in a way, of because just of you being, being yourself? How did that make you feel?
but for me, I didn't see it because I was so young. It was more my mum and dad that possibly like that seen it. But don't get me wrong, that side of the family, they accepted what they could, and you know, I never got my problem on from their side of the family, that kind of thing. So but I still see them. We're still close with them, and with the family at the end of the day. So, but it's one of those we, as an individual, you're always going to come up against prejudice and and being basically signalled out, and that's always been the case with myself because I am 4'6", and I'm stocky and stuff like that, but I've got confidence, and sometimes that can be quite intimidating to people, and kids notice it more obviously because I'm their height, so if they look at me, I tend to be the bad guy and stare back at them, and but it's not the kids' fault that they stare. It's they're being educated and by the parents. You know what I mean? But it's one of those. I've always tried to deal with things as they come along, and that's how we dealt with my illness throughout my life. Anyway, it was the whole shock factor really of when my treatment came about for my condition, because we were told for years that there was nothing. My mum was told when I was born that I wouldn't live till I was 5, and then they just gave numbers, and then they just went, "Oh, you've surpassed them. Let's just see how we get on."
Yeah. So, what would you class as your rock bottom?
My rock bottom, losing my dad.
Yeah.
That was the rock bottom that I've ever hit, because as much as I've got my illness and stuff, I've dealt with that as if it's obviously it's normal to me. So I've been able to either fix it or do something about it. Where when my dad passed away, he had terminal cancer for about 3 months. And then for the last 11 weeks, we brought him home and we cared for him here. So when he died, that was like the rock bottom. And then it was kind of just spiraled into a depression, if you can call it that.
So how long did that last for?
Oh, a long time. Yeah, no, it's certain thing. Our Sarah became pregnant, and then it kind of there's like something to live for.
Yeah.
And then Tyler was born, and then it was kind of like a light at the end of the tunnel kind of thing of there's something to live for again.
Yeah.
Because when my dad was ill, it was a role reversal of everything, because I became his carer, where I was always used to him being my carer.
Yeah.
So, and it was me that took him to surgery, and then I was used to him taking me to surgery. So it was a total culture shock to see him that way and losing him, and obviously with Tyler being born, that gave me something to cling on to.
Yeah.
There's still things I don't really talk. I'm hardened up more. I don't show me emotion
Yeah.
or how I feel a lot. I can't say certain words that I used to say to family members of how I feel, and the way that you showed your affection and stuff. I can't say them words, so
Yeah.
it's weird how it takes you.
So obviously, as you've just touched on, certain things have kind of, in things in saying have restricted you. Does it kind of play on your mind?
What plays on my mind?
The whole of being restricted to saying things and doing things.
The words that I can't say, no, because I've just become accustomed, and everyone around me, I think, have kind of accepted that I can't say them words, and I think they understand that.
Yeah.
Physically doing things, I do what I can, and if I see an obstacle, then I try and get over it, and if I can't, then I'll get someone to do it for me.
So your lowest point in life, and obviously, you know, having Tyler to kind of lead you on in life to keep you going. What else did you do to get yourself through your lowest point?
Well, it was obviously like anything. There's stepping stones, and there's phases that you go through, and I think starting go events was a big factor because that gave me something to concentrate and build.
Yeah.
It wasn't just me that doing it, it was Sarah and my mum, and it was Sarah's fault that we started it, because she had a bad day in work and getting fed up of it, and we said, what do you want to do? And she went, oh, I want to do events. We've always done events. We've done events as family for years before we done go events. So we've always done events as families anyway for fundraising for the charity that we were a part of. So we said, all right, you go and do a wedding course online. And she done one that should have took 6 months, she done in a week. And we went, right, okay, go and do another one, more about the event management side. And me and Mum will do a bit of market research, see if the service is wanted.
Yeah.
So we did that, and as we're going around talking to people, making connections, and we were starting to get booked to manage or plan events or parties.
So did that inspire you? So obviously when starting the business and when things, you know, become into plan and things started going well, did that inspire you even more?
Yeah, because I've always been a grafter. I've always loved business. I like the whole building something from nothing and seeing it happen.
Yeah.
So that just basically gave me like a boost and drive to do it. So we did that. We've been doing go events now for 6 years. And from what we were and what we do now are two totally different things, like a different company now.
Yeah. So if you could take yourself back to a time that was your lowest, what would you do differently?
That's a hard one because it's one of those, and I could easily go down the sympathetic route and go, my dad didn't die.
Yeah.
But that, reality has it that, he died. So I think I'd talk more. If I went back and see myself and be able to say something, I'd probably say talk more. I talked to one person, I think, during the whole period, my best mate. But I probably would have said talk to more people.
Yeah. So would you give that same advice to people that are suffering behind closed doors and that are, you know, are scared to what would you say to people that are scared to speak out?
I definitely would, because I feel that talking to someone, even if it's a little thing, I think just getting it off your chest, it helps,
Yeah.
because you've shared it not you don't want to share the load or share the worry, but you're gonna get advice or an ear from like an outsider that's not in the same situation. And I think you should always talk, even if whether it's a stranger or a family member or friend. I think you should share what is troubling you, because it's not going to do you any good. Because tomorrow you'll be in the same situation with the
Yeah,
same problem.
yeah,
So you might as well try and sort the issue while it's happening in the present moment.
yeah. Well, I greatly appreciate you coming on today and sharing your story.
No,
Um,
no, thanks for
it's
having me.
inspiring, to see how far you've come. So I do greatly appreciate you taking the time to come on today. And I hope to see you soon after lockdown. We'll have to have a catch up and go out, or we'll see each other at an event, no doubt.
Yeah, we definitely will see each other. We should have to try and get there.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you so much, and I will see you soon.
Right, cheers for that.
Bye.